At this dinner party, the only dish being served is the truth, and Maria is ready to dish out plenty of it when Sarah Platt and Kit Green invite several suspects in Theo Silverton's murder case to join them for an evening meal. Maria has every reason to feel uneasy. Lately, her husband Gary Windus has been spending a lot of time with his former partner Sarah. He has also been unusually quick to defend her whenever Maria voices even the slightest criticism. To Maria, their behavior is beginning to look far too close for comfort. To understand why suspicions are mounting, it's worth revisiting the night Theo lost his life. Gary has remained one of the leading suspects ever since the investigation began. Unlike the others, he has a history of dealing harshly with people he considers enemies. Once he learned that Theo had been terrorizing those around him, tensions escalated dramatically, particularly after Gary vandalized Theo's van with a sledgehammer. Maria initially supported Gary by providing Kit with a false alibi, despite photographic evidence later placing him on the street that same evening. Those inconsistencies have only strengthened Kit's belief that Gary is concealing something important. There is another layer to the mystery. Kit is currently in a relationship with Sarah, who also happens to be Gary's former flame. In recent weeks, Sarah and Gary have appeared increasingly close, especially after Sarah suffered a violent attack at the hands of Jody Ramsey and relied on Gary for support. Gary has cheated in past relationships, while Sarah has never been completely innocent when it comes to romantic complications. Some believe the pair may have rekindled their relationship in secret, which could explain Gary's uncertain whereabouts on the night of Theo's murder. Whatever the truth may be, Maria's doubts continue to grow. Those feelings finally reach boiling point during a dramatic dinner gathering that quickly spirals out of control. The episode opens with the aftermath of a disastrous evening inside Kit and Sarah's flat. Shattered glass litters the room, a chair lies overturned, and a tablecloth stained with blood hints at the chaos that unfolded. The question is simple. What happened? Earlier that day, Kit reminds Sarah about their planned date night and suggests picking up groceries together during lunch. However, when Sarah suddenly cancels by text message, Brody jokingly tells Kit that she may have found someone better to spend time with. Maria overhears the comment and immediately starts connecting the dots. Later, as Sarah leaves the builder's yard, Kit watches her closely, his suspicions growing. At the Rovers, Sarah invites Todd and Summer to join her and Kit for dinner. The invitation clearly catches Kit off guard. Moments later, after noticing Sarah quietly speaking with Gary, Kit extends the invitation further, suggesting that Gary and Maria should also attend. The suggestion leaves both Gary and Sarah visibly uncomfortable, while Maria eagerly agrees to come along. It soon becomes clear that Kit may have his own reasons for bringing everyone together. As the guests gather, tension fills the room. Old grudges and unresolved conflicts simmer beneath the surface. Maria directs several pointed remarks at Sarah, while Kit attempts to isolate Gary for private conversations, repeatedly making comments about dishonesty and hidden secrets. As the evening progresses and the main course is served, the atmosphere becomes increasingly uncomfortable. Then, during a toast to the hosts, Maria shocks everyone by making a startling accusation. In front of the entire group, she claims that Gary and Sarah have been carrying on a secret affair for weeks. The room falls silent as everyone struggles to process the allegation. Suddenly, the dinner party becomes less about food and more about revelations. With emotions running high and tensions exploding, long-buried secrets threaten to come to light. Now all eyes are on Gary and Sarah. How will they respond to Maria's explosive accusation? Coronation Street viewers have voiced concerns that one of the soap's most important storylines has been overshadowed by the ongoing mystery surrounding Theo Silverton's death. Theo, whose abusive behavior terrorized several residents, was eventually revealed as the victim of a shocking murder. The dramatic storyline had been teased months earlier when a special flash-forward episode hinted that a major crime would shake Weatherfield. During that episode, Betsy Swain was shown discovering a dead body on the evening of her mother Lisa Swain's wedding to Carla Connor, At the time, viewers were left guessing whether the victim would be Theo, Carl Webster, Jody Ramsey, Megan Walsh, or Maggie Driscoll. Several weeks after the wedding episodes aired, the mystery was finally solved when Theo was identified as the murder victim. His death brought an end to more than a year of fear, manipulation, and violence directed towards Todd Grimshaw. Theo first arrived in Weatherfield in early 2025 and soon began a passionate relationship with Todd. Initially, viewers believed he was simply struggling to accept his sexuality while keeping secrets about his wife and children. However, it gradually became clear that there was a far darker side to his character. What followed was an emotional domestic abuse storyline that showed Todd suffering both physical attacks and psychological torment. Theo's controlling behavior became increasingly alarming as he manipulated and isolated his partner. Eventually, those closest to Todd learned the truth and desperately tried to help him escape the toxic relationship. After a particularly brutal assault left him injured and traumatized, Todd finally found the courage to go to the police and report everything he had endured. Despite his statement, insufficient evidence meant Theo remained free, allowing the nightmare to continue. In the days leading up to his death, Todd found himself locked in a dangerous battle of wits with his abusive partner. Determined to stay safe, he went into hiding and contacted Christina Boyd to explain what had happened. Christina immediately set out to find him, while George Shuttleworth remained behind. Coronation Street favorite Gareth Pierce has celebrated an impressive personal accomplishment away from Weatherfield, receiving plenty of admiration from fans in the process. The actor, best known for playing Todd Grimshaw, recently took part in the Dragon Ride Medio Fondo, one of Britain's most demanding and popular cycling events. The challenging route covered approximately 154 kilometers and included more than 2,300 meters of elevation through the stunning Welsh countryside. The event was held last weekend in the Banau Brycheiniog National Park, where Pierce completed the demanding ride while raising money for the charity Age UK. Following the event, he took to social media to reflect on the experience and express his gratitude to everyone who had supported his fundraising efforts. Sharing a collection of photos from the day, including a triumphant image of himself holding his bicycle aloft after crossing the finish line, he revealed how overwhelmed he was by the generosity shown by supporters. He admitted he was feeling the effects of the ride physically, but said the incredible amount raised for charity made every mile worthwhile. He also thanked those who donated, noting that contributions had pushed the fundraising total close to the £1,000 milestone for Age UK. The soap star went on to praise the organizers of Dragon Ride Wales and the many volunteers who helped make the event a success. He also congratulated the hundreds of cyclists who completed the challenging course alongside him. Before the race took place, Pierce had informed his followers about his plans to participate, sharing a training update online. He explained that he would be tackling the demanding route in support of Age UK's Act Now, Age Better campaign, which encourages healthier aging and greater support for older people. Representatives from Age UK later responded to his post, congratulating him on completing the challenge and thanking him for his dedication to the cause. The charity praised his efforts and acknowledged the significant achievement of taking on such a demanding endurance event. Pierce's accomplishment also attracted messages of support from fellow Coronation Street stars and fans alike. Coronation Street continues to air on weekday evenings on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.